All right, so now that we have the character um, more done. Now, if your character is going to be a creature or something, it's going to be all just one giant skin, then you would just go from here and you just hit divide underneath geometry. Just divide and you would just sculpt it until you're happy with it. You can kind of carry on in a later video. I'll show you that. But let's say your character instead has clothes or other items and things like that. We need to do a couple things. One is our character doesn't have eyeballs, so we need that to sculpt too. So let's go ahead and add some eyeballs. Now, right now, if you remember, this is actually called a tool. See, this is under tool. We can have our subtools. So our subtools, we just have our one thing that we sculpt, but we also want to add eyeballs, right? Because that more than likely your character has eyeballs. So to do that, we're going to go to append. Append. And then you're going to go sphere 3D. Click on that, and it's going to make this. And all you do is you just click on the one that you want. I want this guy. Okay. Then what you're going to do is I'm going to turn perspective off. And I'm going to hit W for the move tool. And I'm going to move it up. And let's see. Well, actually, they're all the same anyways. Let's scale it. Oh, you know what? You want to grab by the center. I'm going to scale it this way. And then we'll move it over. And right now, it looks like a Cyclops. Move this over this way. And let's scale it some more. Roughly to the size of your eyeball. Okay, push that back in. And push it this way. And let's see, is that about right? Okay, so we're going to call that good. All right. And then I'm just going to go back to draw so I don't have to see the stupid thing. Okay. Now you might be like, oh, that doesn't look very good. Actually, it needs to come forward a little bit more. Okay. You might be like, that doesn't look very good because he's only got one. Now, we can do this two ways. To duplicate this, go to Z plugin, and we want Subtool Master, and then you'll see Mirror. Now, you can mirror into one subtool, which means it'll be one piece. I personally like that more, but if for some reason you think you might need to move it again, you're going to append as a new subtool, which means it'll create another sphere underneath this sphere, and they'll each be separate. But if you keep it as one, when you paint on one side or something on one side, it'll automatically be on the other. So I'm just going to leave it as that for now and hit OK. Boom. And now you can see we can turn those off, and yep. So now he's got himself some eyeballs. He looks really surprised. Okay. Good. So that's how you would add another object. You need to add another object, and you could do, like, if you want to make a hat or something, you could append, and then, do a cylinder, and then, Dynamesh or whatever, and sculpt on it and do what you want. Okay, so that's something. But let's say you want to do, clothes. Okay, so there's a bunch of different ways to go about doing that. We're gonna do it this one way, just because I like the way this works. So to do the clothes, I'm just going to give him a shirt. But you would just apply this to everything. Okay, so to make my brush a little bit bigger, and what we're going to do is I'm going to control, and let's make it a little bit bigger still. And I'm going to hold control, and I'm just going to paint where I'd want his shirt to be. Okay, and make sure you do a good job. Okay, go over here. Obviously, he's got the back of the shirt. We're going to give him a V-neck because he's like that kind of guy. Make sure you don't miss any spots or accidentally grab extra spots, because you'll see that will be annoying if you do. And that looks a little low. His butt is a little too sexy to me, but we're going to go with it for now. Okay. Like that. And let's make sure we got his armpits okay. Alright, so pretend I did a good job. That's a little too much cleavage. What is he, Simon Cowell? Okay, so we're going to say that that's what we want his shirt to look like. All you're going to do is you go, again, underneath Subtool, and you'll see Extract. And then you hit Extract, and it's going to draw out this, it's going to make a new piece of geometry. Okay, it's not actually there, because as soon as I rotate, it goes away. But you'll see there's a couple options here. One is smooth, and what that does is it's going to smooth out the lines here. So if I up this and extract, you can see it's going to be even smoother, right? So you might want that, you might not. The other one here is the thickness of it. So 0.2 is currently a thickness. That feels a little bit too thick, so I'm going to do 0.01 and extract. And that looks a little bit better to me. So I'm going to call that one good, all right? Now, as soon as I rotate, again, it goes away. So you're going to hit extract, and then when you're happy with it, you're going to go ahead and hit accept. And then you're going to see it's going to make a new one, and it's right there. So I'm going to make sure I have it selected. I'm going to control, click, and drag. And voila, there's my shirt. Pretty cool. Okay. And I would just do that for everything. So I'm going to control, click, and drag off, and let's do some pants. All right, so just kind of make sure I got this on so I can see where it's, well, whatever, they can overlap. I don't care that much. All right, so we're just going to go like this. All right. All right. Now here's the thing, if they're going to have clothes and stuff, don't sculpt a bunch of details because you're not going to see them anyway. So don't go crazy with like skin and stuff quite yet. Okay, we'll say that's good. And, oh, see, watch. Now if I hit extract, you can see, oh, it worked. Okay, watch. If I hit extract, and let's say I got a hole here and hit extract, it will show the hole. Okay, I think because the smooth is so high. So, and same thing, if you have a little piece, it's going to make an extra little nublet too. So I'm going to hit extract, and we're going to call that good, and I'll hit accept, and boom, now I got pants too. So I'm just going to control, click, and drag. Good, now I got pants. And you would just do that for anything you have. So he's got boots and pants and boots and pants. He doesn't have boots, but we would do boots too. Okay, so we're going to call that good. So now I have this guy, control, click, and drag. We have pants, and we have a shirt, and we have eyeballs. Okay, now, one of the problems with this is that if you look, if I turn everything else off, at these little eyeballs, and turn, like, let's say, turn off. Just you. You're the one I want. Okay. Just a couple problems. One is, there are the inside of the pants, which is not cool. And underneath that is the guy. So if I have pants here, you're never going to see his business in here, right? So I don't need that. What I want you to do is select, let's say, just the pants we'll start with. Or a shirt if you didn't do the shirt, and just hit oops, stop it, escape. There we go. Hit Shift F, and what you're going to see is this. When we've been doing it every time, you've always seen like the whole character with one color, or actually when we did the ZBrush, you would see each piece was a different color. These are polygroups. Okay, so what it does is that it will group the geometry into multiple pieces. Depending on what it is, like different pieces. So we ZBrush this so that when we had originally done the Z sphere, each sphere was a different polygroup. By doing the extraction, what it does is that it will make a polygroup out of the inside, the extrusion part, which would be the line here and the line here, and the outside. And that will allow me to quickly select pieces. So if I hold Control, Shift, and click, it'll only select the inside. And then I just Control, click out here, Control, Shift, click, and that will make everything visible. If you do Control, Shift, click, and drag, it'll make just what you have selection visible. And then if you want to invert, it's Control, Shift, and click, which is really kind of stupid, or click and drag. And click is this. It's not the same as mask. Mask is like you tap. So anyways, it's Control, Shift, it's visibility stuff. Anyway, what I want to do is I want to keep the outside and this. I don't want the inside. So what we're going to do is I'm Control, Shift, and just click on this. So now I only have the inside selected. Now over here, what we're going to do is we are going to go to split, and we are going to split hidden. And what you're going to see is, I'm going to Control, Shift, and tap. Everything's going to come back. There we go. Everything's going to come back, and you'll see you have the inside and the outside. With the inside still selected, I'm going to have it here. I want to just delete it, because I don't want the inside. This is the outside. This one I want. This one I don't. I'm just going to hit delete and hit OK. And now, when I have my person and I have my pants, put them both on. I have my pants and I have my person, but I don't have the inside of the pants. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing with the shirt. Let's go to the shirt here. Control, Shift, and click on the inside of the shirt. And we're going to go ahead and split hidden. And grab, so we have two now. Make sure you're still on the inside one, but we have an outside one. Click on this inside one and delete and hit OK. I don't want the inside part. Great. So now I have a dude, I have pants, I have a shirt without the inside. But what you'll notice is I don't want the guy underneath either. So I'm going to turn this guy on, and I'm going to turn the shirt on. Okay. And while I still have the guy selected, I'm just going to go ahead and actually we'll do it like this. I got a better idea. Let's turn this back off. So what you're going to do is if I hold Control, click, and drag, that will mask a whole area, whatever I box in, okay? And then I'm going to hold Control, and I'm just going to basically where I think his kind of like a, what do you call that? A bus. I want that to be a piece, right? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to make this into a new poly group. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go to poly groups and we're going to just say group masked. And it's going to create a new group out of that. I want to hold Control, click, and drag, and now you see that that is one piece. Then I'm going to go to where I want the arms to be. Now to grab the arms might be a little bit more difficult. So I'm actually going to use the Move tool. I'm going to hold Control, click, and drag. And let's Control, click, and drag here. Okay, I'm going to hold Control, click, and drag to, let's say, here. And that will allow me to create a line like that. Okay, it's just easier to do it with a Move for whatever reason. Now, it might be a little bit blurry. It looks like mine is. If I go to masking, I can go ahead and do sharpen mask. Just going to sharpen it so I can see where that line is. Okay, good. Go back to poly groups, and we're going to go group masked. And now his arms are now a separate piece. Okay. Oops. Hang on a second. And let's Control tap. There we go. Make sure it's just the arm selected. Okay. Group masked. There we go. For some reason it was the opposite. Okay. So we got the arms, got that, and then the last piece. This is all underneath. So the last piece would just be these legs. So I'm going to Control, click, and drag, and we'll call that good enough for now. And I'm going to go ahead and again click on group masked. Great. I'm going to Control, click, and drag. Yay! All right. So now I got these all in different poly groups, and I can start to cut them apart. So I'm going to go back to subtool, and I saw the guy selected, and we should be able to split to parts, I think is what group split, and hit OK. And what's going to do is going to take each one of those things that we made into a group and make it into a separate piece. Great. Now what I want to do is get rid of the body because I'm not using that at all anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and delete and hit OK. And now if we have everything on, it will look basically the same except, I'm going to Shift F, except that now there's nothing underneath this, right? Because that's just a waist. There's no reason to have a body underneath the other part, okay? Okay, so we'll call that good. The next thing I'm going to do is, just because I'm trying to get all these like things in here, is let's go ahead and add some hair to our character, okay? So that might be something you want. It's basically going to be a lot of the same general idea. So we're going to hold Control. Oh, make sure you're on the head. There we go. Select the head. Hold Control and draw basically the scalp, what you want the head to be. Now you might notice the resolution is not very good. So what I'm going to do is, because each one of these are separate pieces, I can individually subdivide them. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to go ahead and, where's geometry? I'm going to go here and I'm just going to go ahead and hit divide a couple times. I'm going to need that anyway just to, okay, I'll go back there. Okay, so this way I have more resolution. It'll make it a little bit easier to make the head. Okay. Okay, so whatever you picture your character scalp being, just go ahead and mask that out. Make this a little bit smaller and get this a little bit tighter. Okay. Yeah. All right. And it looks, yeah, he's awesome. Okay. So we do that. Okay. We do that. And then what we're going to do is you're going to go down here and you're going to see where it says FiberMesh. Click on that. And then hit the Lightbox Fibers. And then basically you're going to start with one of these and then you adjust from here. So if, let's say I do wave hair. Double click on it. And then my guy's a hippie. Okay. Don't be off-put by like the size of it. Just look to see what gives you the closest to what you're looking for. Okay. So another thing is too, let's go with, I'm just going to start with this one. Okay. So I'm going to turn the light box off. Now, it might look terrible. But what we can do is, for one, if you hit BPR, it's going to give you best preview render. And that's going to show you the hair, what it looks like in actuality. This is just a preview of it. like a real time. Yeah, I guess it's real time. It's not even real time though, because you rotate, it doesn't work. Anyway, it's sort of a preview of it, but it's not exactly accurate. So, oh, don't go crashing on me. There we go. This is what it actually looks like. Okay, so now it looks like a rocker, and his eyes look very scary in there. Okay, so you'd want to click on that to see what you're actually working with. As soon as I rotate, it's going to go away. Okay, so, but we go to modifiers, and then I can change mask fibers. Here we go. See the length right here? I can drag this back, and that's automatically going to basically give him a general haircut. So, and you can play around with a bunch of these, like max fibers. If you want to make it thicker, put more up. Make it less if you want. Here's the width. You're gonna have to play around with them because I don't know, color and all this other stuff, right? This is all the stuff that's gonna generally make changes. Now you can, and we will. You can adjust this and like give them a hairstyle if you want. But for now, that's how you would do it, right? So we do that. Once you're happy with these general settings, I'm just gonna go with it is. You would just hit accept, and then fast remember. Yeah, sure. Okay. Good. So now we have this hair. And if you look, it's just like anything else. I'm going to control click and drag this out. He's now got hair, so we can turn those on. And this is my dude. Isn't he awesome looking? He is super scary. Okay. But now we have all the pieces, if you will. Now, if you did want to add other things, let's say you wanted to add, this is probably good enough for now. Because a shirt and that should be good enough. So, yeah. So there you go. That's what we'll call that all the pieces. And then basically from there we would just start sculpting. I'll do a quick little sculpt video in the next video, and then from there we will paint it.